Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to day one of the studio rebuild vlog. This is going to be a multi-day, I don't know if it's going to be a multi-part video, most likely. But I just want to give you a quick introduction. So if you've been following my studio tour, you will know that we're going to be remodeling the studio. I just want to show you the state of it right now. So you can see here, this is pretty much what you saw in the studio tour, but all the shelvings here has been torn down, apart from this one shelf here, because that's holding up one of my lights and a corner of the green screen. So that will stay there. And on top of this, up here, there's gonna be a loft all the way across with like a ladder over here going up. And that's gonna be like additional storage and a study / home office place for my girlfriend. This is Preben, and he really enjoys every time we do any kind of remodeling or moving furniture around or anything like that. He always loves that. Rabbit feet are supposed to give luck. So what happens if a rabbit walks onto a ladder? Okay, second weekend of studio teardown, and as you can see, it is pretty empty in here now. All that, as you can see, there are where we have made holes in the wall for all the shelvings that were here. This whole wall is going to be painted after the loft has gone in. I'm going to put a loft in up here. But yeah, that's pretty empty. So the apartment right now is, this room is empty, and the living room is, come on, focus. There we go. Living room is a bit of a mess with a combination of boxes and stuff everywhere. Used this as an opportunity to do some cleaning up of the main rig, and then we just have building materials everywhere right now. So tomorrow the contractor will be here and he will begin building the loft. He will be doing that tomorrow and the day after tomorrow, while we will be staying at my parents-in-law, and we'll of course be bringing the bunnies, which is a whole nother project on its own. Time to catch some rabbits. As soon as they see the traveling box though, they tend to run and hide. So we fence them in, and let's see, you can see they're already trying to get away because they know the box is here. Yeah, there you go. Let's start stomping because she knows what's up. And that's how you catch 2 rabbits.
Is it hot being a bunny out in the sun? That should be better, I think.
And there we have it. It is done, guys. Look at that. I'm just going to give you a quick, it's not completely done, as you can see. The wall over here still needs painting. And if we just go in here, you can see here the roof is still just drywall. This of course needs to be fixed up as well. There's also some stuff that's been fixed up. There's a few cool things that I want to show you. You can see we had some holes installed here. It goes up to the floor above, both in this corner and this corner over here as well. And if we just quickly go up top, I'm going to show you why. And obviously you can see the holes in the floor up here as well. And the idea is to put like cable grommets here in those, because obviously there's nothing up here, and while we could run stuff inside the wall, it's often a lot easier because we have a tendency to change our mind every half year. So it's easy just to install cable grommets, so we can just route new cables up or remove cables very easily if we ever need it. Well, I'm right next to the railing now, and I have decent headroom here. Obviously I can't go all the way in, but since this is primarily going to be a space where my girlfriend's going to study, she's a lot shorter than I am, and the space in there is mainly going to be storage for shelvings and stuff like that, I think this is perfect. Okay, so it's been, I think, about 4 days, and a lot has happened in here. As you can see now, the wall here at the end has received a nice coat of paint. The whole loft itself has been painted as well. And if we move up the ladder now, you can see that my girlfriend's home office is also very nicely in place now. There's still, we can see loose cables lying around because I haven't like done the final cable management of everything yet. But we're getting some more shelvings to like shelves like this to put up over here, just for additional storage. But other than that, this up here is mostly done. Okay, so here's what I have in mind. As you can hear, it's still a little echoey, but we're gonna solve that in a second. We have the entrance over here behind me, and I was planning to put my table here. Problem is, I'm not 100% sure about how much space there actually is. I've measured it, and it should just, because this door doesn't, this is a sliding door, as you can see here. So I need to give enough space behind the table so that the door doesn't catch the cables. But you can also see here, the door, it's fully open. It doesn't go all the way in. So I might actually have a little bit extra space. So first order of business is, let's get some tables installed. Okay, let me just show you this real quick. It's quite neat. So I've obviously assembled the legs for the table, but here we have the actual tabletop. Obviously this is the underside, but apart from the usual cable management, whatever thingy from IKEA thing, I've always also mounted a 10 socket power thing right underneath here and a gigabit network switch. That means I can just take all the cables, I can manage it over in that one, and then run them over to the specific whatever they need to plug into here. And then I only have one cord and one Ethernet cable going into the table, and then everything is just plugged in. I have changed my mind about this whole setup where I want the table and everything like a million times now. And I just want to run you over like the pros and cons of all the different setups. So the setup that I'm considering right now is, okay, so of course I have the table, and I have some like a thing with some drawers and stuff and things, right? And I need that somewhere. Now I could put that underneath a table. That would work potentially. But so originally I planned to put this next to the table and then have the streaming PC on that one and then this main PC on the table itself. However, because it is a little, well, it's gonna go out over the edge of the door here, regardless of what I do if I put it here. So then I thought, oh, but there's more room over here. I can put it up here. I can kind of hide it underneath the ladder because it gives me a little bit more space. This is actually where this one will be. And the table will then fit in that corner over there. And there will still be room, we have to have the bunnies here. There'll still be room for that, so no biggie there, that's just fine. But, problem is, if I do that, I of course need to put up a fence here. We have like a metal fence. You'll see that if you see my previous studio just. I can put that up here, no problem. I can hide that in behind there and have that without drilling into the wall and everything. That's just fine. However, with that sliding door here, I have nothing to mount it to on the other side. Okay, this is the setup that I think I'm ending up with. So as you can see, table in this corner, really nice. Ethernet cable is currently right here. I'll have to run that up the wall, over there, down there, along the top here, and then down a cable channel that's gonna run here in that seam. Right now, of course, the Ethernet switch is mounted here, so I have to move that to the other end of the table. And then I will have stream PC, main PC, and then me sitting something like this. This does mean if I want to have the the ladder out of frame, you can see there I pretty much have the corner now right behind me, meaning once again I'm gonna be green screening into a corner. Yes, I know I'm in the roof as well, but I'm standing up, so when I'm sitting down, putting the camera up like something like that, right? But if I want to have the ladder out of frame, I have to green screen into a corner again. I don't know, done it for years, probably just gonna do it a few more years, I guess. Okay, but before we actually begin putting in the computer, we need to do one more thing, and that is we need to get this room rigged for camera, lights, and sound. So, the way I'm gonna do this is, let me show you this. Here I have basically it's like a tower rack from IKEA, and the plan is to take this and then mount it up in the ceiling, something like that. Gonna put one in here, and I'm gonna put one out here at either side. What I'm then gonna do is, let me show you this. So I have these. This is a super grip from Manfrotto and a friction arm. I think it's called the magic arm. This is like the most useful tool you can ever get if you're doing any kind of video work. The friction arm basically just has like ball joints at either end that you can move around, and it has a lever at the center that you can turn in this handle. You lock that in, and that would hold, I think, up to 3 kilograms. And then the magic thing here at the end, well, that's the super grip. It's, as the name suggests, it's a grip, and these are amazing. You can basically take this one out, and then the idea would be you have anything side of a table, a door, or in this case, like a metal bar like this, that you basically just clamp on like that, put that in the ceiling, camera at the other end, and you have yourself a really nice camera rig. The next thing I want to do is I want to treat the room for sound, as you can probably hear. Still quite a bit of echo in here. And that is going to be solved with these things right here. These are, as you can see here, acoustic foam, or like triangle foam thingy. They go on the wall, they absorb sound, and hopefully this should mean the room's going to sound a lot more flat. There we go, look at that. Now we have some of the sound isolation up, and I'm not sure if I'm going to put up more, probably will. But I'm not going to go any further this way here, because as we talked about, if I put the camera up something like this, right? I mean, it's actually already now going to be difficult to get to a position where I'm not going to get the ladder, I'm not going to get anything in frame. So I'll probably have to cover a large section of this in green screen. It already sounds a lot more, well, flat, hopefully, than it did just in the last recording. And of course, it's going to get even better when I get some green cloth out behind me here. That's going to take some of the sound out of it. And when I begin to get stuff in here, get a chair and other things begin to get put into the room, it's all going to dampen it even more. Got the lamps up. I haven't gotten to the box yet where all the wires for the lamps are, but it's approximately like that, I think. So they are behind me when I'm sitting, so I shouldn't have that much bleed onto me. But the next little step is going to be my new lights, which are these over here, which are 2 Elgato key lights. These are the big ones, and you might think, oh, that is way overkill. Good rule of thumb when you're doing green screening is to try and have the same amount of light hitting the subject as you have hitting your green screen behind you. So since I have 2 of those, I'm probably going to need a decent amount of light, and that means I'm just going to lower the sensitivity of the camera. It's going to mean there's going to be less noise, it's going to be more smooth, going to have a better experience. That's like the thing that everybody gets wrong when they do camera work is too little light. So I worked until about midnight yesterday, and look at that. It's pretty much done, not quite. And there's been a few changes. So first of all, of course, the lamps came up. You can probably see the camera here is not mounted in the ceiling as originally planned. I ended up mounting it with the arm to the back of the desk. It actually looks pretty sweet if I just move around here to the side. We look in there. There's a bit of a cable mess sometimes. I tried to cable manage this as good as I could. But there's a lot of cables. But overall, I think it looks really sweet. The lights now, of course, sitting, as you can see here, behind me, or well, pretty much in line with me, so I shouldn't get too much bleed from the background lights. And then the 2 Elgato key lights are now sitting up here. Again, joysticks out there. Really look good. Now you might notice that if we look this way, there's no green screen yet. That's because I haven't actually booted up the system yet. I've just assembled everything, and I haven't found the final position of the camera. As you can also see, it's actually slightly at an angle right now. So I have to adjust the camera, figure out exactly where I want it. Might have to move it to like either side or something. I'll figure that out. And once I have the camera in the final position, then I'll begin to measure out where I need to put the green screen and all that stuff. I think next step is to get the system booted up and see if it starts. Okay, here goes nothing. Oh wait, maybe you should turn on the power on the back. There we go. Something booted up. I can see the joystick is lighting up. What about the monitor? Oh yeah, there we go. And there we have it. Lights and cameras are now adjusted. I have the 2 lights in the back. You might see that they are slightly warmer. This camera is going to have a really hard time figuring out what to do with the exposures. But basically, the 2 lights in the back should be slightly warmer in color, meaning that I'm going to have a little bit more, not as cold looking in the main image, while still having a neutral color on the background. And everything's now, so then you can see here, have the corner in frame, of course. As I said, we'll probably have to do green screening into a corner again. but everything else is out of frame, so that should be just fine. So now I'll just keep the camera running and I'll begin getting the green screen up. And there we have it. Green screen is up and everything is ready, I think. I mean, I'm just gonna give you a quick tour in case you haven't seen it already. Of course, now I've got the green screen up here, still have the rear lamps turned on. I got the cameras aligned, everything. I did mention at the beginning that I wanted to put up a fence here to kind of keep the bunnies out. That's where the bunnies live right now. But I've actually considered not to, because with the recent rewiring of everything, you can see down here, it's pretty clean. There's only one wire, and that is that one over there in the corner, which I put a small cable protector on. So, I mean, there's a few wires there, but they're mostly nicely tucked away. So I think I'm gonna be good, and hopefully the bunnies will stay out of the wires. If not, I'll have to put up a fence, but we're gonna give it a go, see what happens. But that was it. That was the studio rebuild. It took about a week after the actual loft was finished to do the painting and setting everything up, but not too bad. Really happy with the outcome. So much better, especially acoustics. So nice. But I really hope you enjoyed this little video. If you did, give it a like, subscribe, and until next time, I'll see you guys in space.